Okay, then I can see your chats now, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ajay, Prakhar, Altaf, Harish, Pinky, Uma, Big Data Visualization. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Fahim. Good evening, everyone. And welcome you. I welcome you all to the day 4 of this JavaScript Essential course. Okay. So I hope all of you are doing good. So just let guys come on, everyone in the chat, show me some excitement. Are you guys excited for the day 4 of this course? And once again, good evening to all the new people. I think the chats are a little bit delayed today. Maybe I cannot see the chats properly. Yep, now I can see it. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening and welcome all. Okay. So I hope you guys have completed your assignments. I think last day, right? Yesterday I gave you guys an assignment, right? I gave you assignment of I think use like to do something using loops, right? Good morning, buddy. Good morning, CTSO. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, buddy. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening once again, and welcome all. And let's start with today's topic. So yesterday we finished off with I think loops, and then we also we finished off with loops and conditions actually. Yeah. So we finished off with loops. I had finished the assignment. I submitted. That's really great. So all the guys who have completed the assignment, that's amazing. For all the people who have not completed the assignments yet, please complete it. You can complete it in this timing of this course. Okay, so complete it and please submit it. Okay, everyone. So that's great, guys. That's great. Let's go. Let's start with today's session. And today's topics are we're going to talk about arrays and we are going to talk about objects. Two of the most important topics in JavaScript. Okay. And after that, we'll be ready to move ahead to DOM manipulation and a little closer to our project that we'll be building on Saturday. Okay, everyone, we'll be starting with the project on Saturday. So we have 2 more days. So today we'll complete the programming fundamentals. Today we'll complete array and objects. And tomorrow we'll start with a little bit of DOM manipulation. We'll see how to manipulate elements, how to add elements, right? All that HTML stuff. And on Saturday, we can start with the project. Okay, everyone. So let's go, guys. Let's go and let me create a new file for today. Okay. So let me create a new HTML file and I'm going to call it day4.html so that if I share it to you, you will be easily understanding what we are doing. And let me create one more file called as day4.js. Okay, so one HTML file, one JS file. Let's write the basic HTML. Here we go. We don't need this meta tag right now. Let me remove it. I hope now you guys are also comfortable with this. So if you're watching it from the last 3 to 4 days, I think now you're also comfortable with how to create the HTML document, how to create the JS document, and how to link both of them together, right? Everyone. So then let's write arrays and objects. And today I'm also going to test you. I'm going to ask few questions related to what we have learned till now. So I'm going to ask few questions related to loops. I'm going to ask you few questions related to conditions, and we are also going to use them. So be prepared. We have learned a lot of things, and today is the time to test all that. Okay, guys. So let's also go and connect our JS file that we do using the script tag in the bottom. And here we go, src day4.js. Or you can also do /day4.js, which basically means the same thing in this case. Okay, so let's save it, everyone. And let's run this file, the HTML file. So copy the path. Okay, let me just get a browser window for you. Here we go. Paste it. And today also we'll be mostly working with console only. So let's open the console. And now let's go ahead and let's just print something and confirm that if the file is linked or not. So just say console.log hello. That's it. Let's say working. Okay, save it and let's see if our file is properly linked. So here we go. We get hello working. That means the HTML file and the JS file are properly linked. So guys, then let's move ahead, everyone. So today's topic, we are starting with something called as arrays. Okay. So everyone in the chat, do you guys know what is an array? Any answer will do. Wrong, right, whatever you know. If you're from a programming background, whatever you know, please answer me. Okay, and if you're not from a programming background, no problem at all, because array is also a normal English word. So I just want to see what do you guys understand by this word. What do you guys like? Do you guys know the meaning of an array? So everyone, come on in the chat. Everyone, what is array, or what is the meaning of an array? Can you guys please tell me, everyone? Guys, I can see few people in the chat are asking, don't we have class today? We are getting late. Prakhar, I think you make it live, buddy. I think you're still behind in the video. We have already started. So if you're listening to me, it's live. Okay. So now I can see array is a contiguous memory location. Okay, that's correct. Collection of data of same type. Yep, that's also correct. Array is the collection of similar type. It's a collection of elements of similar type. Yes. Okay. Yes, yes. Almost all the answers are correct, which stores similar data types, collection of similar data. Array is one kind of data structure where we can store data. And yes, Kareem, correct. Yes, a group of variables. Not exactly, so it's not a group of variables, it's a group of data. When you say group of variables, it differs, right? Array is a linear data structure storing elements of same data type in a contiguous memory location. That's correct. That's a good definition. 1 mark for that. Okay, so let's go, guys. So now you can see all the answers. So basically, an array is nothing but a data structure, like just like a variable, but it has the ability to store multiple values. So array is nothing but something that can store multiple values of same type. An array in programming is nothing but something that can store multiple values of same type. So multiple values or multiple elements of same type are considered as an array. Collection of elements of same type. That's what the definition is. Simply collection of, let me just check my spelling. I'm very bad at it. Elements of same type. For example, collection of numbers, collection of strings, collection of booleans, collection of humans, collection of boys, collection of bicycles. Similar type of elements, collection of elements of same type. That's what an array is. Okay, and it is one of the most simplest data structures. When you start with programming, this is the most simplest data structure that you will use. Okay, very simple, very easy. Okay, and when you write programs in that, like, how does it benefit you? Like, what exactly a collection of data will do for you? So see, let's say you want to store 5 users name. Let's say you want to store 5 users name. So normally, if we don't have the logic of arrays, we have to create 5 variables, and then we can store 5 names in that, right? If I want to store 5 names, I'll create 5 variables. If I want to store 10 names, I'll create 10 variables. But with the help of an array, I can create one variable or one storage, and I can store all the values there. So it will be easier for me to maintain that data, to transfer that data, and to use that data. Okay, normally what will happen if I tell you, like, fine, we don't have array. So I tell you, okay, fine, I have 10 names and I want you to store that 10 names somewhere. So it's simple. I'm going to create 10 variables to store that 10 names. But an array will help you to store that 10 names together at one place as a collection. So that's what an array is. So that you can easily move those 10 names here and there. You can easily pass that data anywhere together, and you can also work on that separately as well. So that's what an array does. So whenever you feel you have a data of similar type that you need to store and use it continuously, just store it inside an array. So that's what an array is, and that's how you're going to help it. And don't worry, how it will help, how it works, we're going to talk about that practically. So I hope everyone is clear, right, everyone? So let's see how to create an array in JavaScript. And it's very simple. It's very simple. So first of all, let's create a simple variable, like let's say var arr. You can name it anything. You can call it a, b, c, whatever you want, but just don't name it abc. Okay, it's not a good way of naming your variables. In this case, we don't have a concept. That's why I'm just giving it arr. In future, when we have a proper concept, what we are doing, then we'll give proper names. So I'm calling it arr, and then equals to square brackets. Now, whenever you create arrays, square bracket is what you need. So square brackets, and then that's it. You have created an array. And now normally to put values inside this, just go inside this bracket and start putting values separated by comma, like that. Now you have an array. You have an array of 5 elements, or you can say 5 numbers. So now if I think of this, it looks like there is a single variable in which you have stored 5 different values. And that's actually what is happening. Now see, memory wise, internally they are still 5 values, but at least coding wise, it's better for me, right? I have stored 5 values at one place. So coding wise, at least it's very good for me, and it will be very good while using it. So I'll show you how to use that as well. Okay, so guys, that's how you create an array. There is one more way of creating array in JavaScript. I'll also show you that. Okay, something like this. Let me also call this ARR. Okay, and then you can do this new array. Now this is the old way, but yeah, this is also a way of creating an array in JavaScript. Now it's up to you. You decide whatever you want to use, but this is the new way and the simplest way. So that's why a lot of people and also us are gonna following this way. So these are the two ways, guys, of creating arrays. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So I'm gonna skip this. We're not gonna use this. So let's move that up and let's move this down. These are the two ways of creating array. One is by using the new array constructor, and one is by simply using square brackets. That's all. Are we understanding everything, guys? Please tell me. Are we understanding everything till now? Creation of array easy, everyone? I think the charts are a little slow today. I cannot see it properly. Guys, fine. I'll wait for your answer. Okay. Till then, let's go. Let's move ahead. Now, fine. Now I have created an array, and inside that array, I have 5 values. Okay. But now, what if I want to access one value? What if I want to use any one value from that? What are we going to do? Like, for fine, if it was in a 5 different variables, it was very easy for me to use any variable. But now all the values are inside a single variable. So now if I want to use any data from that, how can I use it? So very normally, just like think of it like this. When you place few things, let's say you place 10 buckets together, and now you want to tell someone, give me that bucket. So you give numbering, right? Give me the third bucket, give me the fourth bucket, give me the fifth bucket. Or when you place few things continuously, how do you ask, what do you want? Okay, give me the fifth chocolate, or give me the seventh number chocolate. That's how you ask, right? If all of them are same and you want one of it, right, in a sequence, you'll ask them, give me the seventh number. Exactly that, just like that, we also have something called as numbering here. So if I want to access any element from it, we have numbering. But the only difference is, in real world, numbering starts from 1. In programming, in arrays, the numbering starts from 0. And here that numbering is called as index. That means, see, in real world, this is the first value, this is the second number value, this is the third number value. But in arrays, this is the 0th number value, this is the first, this is the second, the third, and the fourth. So that's how it goes. And these things are called as indexes. So the index of 23 is 0. The index of 45 is 1. The index of 67 is 2. That's how it goes. Okay, so if I want to access, let's say 23, it's very simple. I'll just go console.log. So first you need the name of the array, that is ARR, and then you again mention square bracket and write the index number like this. So console.log array of 0. Give me the 0th value of that array. So now I should get what? 23. Let's see that. And here we go. We get 23. So that's how you access any value from the array. Let me just get, yeah, here we go. That's how you access any value from that array. Very simple, very easy. So just like that, if I want to access multiple values, I have to do like this. Give me the first number value, give me the second number value, give me the third number value, and finally, give me the last one, that is basically the fourth number. Simple. So now, if you see, let me just get my browser. Yeah, here we go. I've got all the values 23, 45, 67, 89, 76. So that's how you do it basically. By indexing, I can access any value and use it like a normal data, use it like a normal variable. That's how easy it is. But now the question is, am I going to do like this only? Like, fine. Right now, it's 5 numbers. So I wrote console.log 5 times to access all the 5 values. Now, what if this array has 10 numbers, 10,000 numbers? And not only numbers, let's say it has 10,000 names. Let's say data becomes bigger. Are you going to write console.log again and again? Or are you going to write something again and again for each and every value? Is this the only option? If this is the option, it's not good, because if I have 10,000 values, I have to write this 10,000 times. Whatever I want to write for one element, I have to write that 10,000 times, because I have 10,000 elements, and that's not correct. Okay, so do we have any other way here? Sir, we have one array of values, but we want empty array. So how to get empty? Empty array creation is very easy. Just like this. See, where a equals this, done, sorted. Now this is an empty array. That's how you create an empty array in JavaScript. Is it clear, Balakoti? Simple. Okay. So yes, guys, you guys are, all of the answers are correct, but let me get to that. Okay. So now guys, see, So if you see this code here, if you see this code, that console.log, everything is same. Only the thing that is changing is this numbering, is the indexing. So we have learned loops for this, right? We have learned something called as loops, which helps you to execute the same statement again and again. And it also provides increment and decrement of the values. And if you see this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's nothing but increment of values. And everything else is same. So yes, I can go for a loop and I can write the same code in the loop, and then that will execute again and again for the number of times that I want. And I can also increment it. Okay, so let's go and let's do it. So in this case, we're going to use for loop. So let's say for where I equals to 0. Why 0? Because our index starts from 0. So I also want my loop to start from 0. And the last index that I have here is 4. Fine. So go till 4. From 0 to 4. And then I plus plus, because I want to increment. First 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And finally, I plus plus. And now, very simply, I can just go console.log ARR. Now, if I put 0 here, 0 or 1 here, that will be printed 5 times. I don't want that. Every time I want, like first time I want error of 0, second time I want to print error of 1, third time I want to print the second one, fourth time I want to print the third one. That's what I want. So for that, I have that I, which is going like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of this one, I'll just print I there. And that should be sorted. That's all. Now let's see if this is working. That was a mistake. That was a mistake, CTS. So that was a mistake. Okay. So let's see, guys. And here we go. The same output, but everything is working. Now, even if it is 10,000 times, now if I have 100 values in my array, I can just go and write 99 here. If I have 10,000 values, I'll simply write 9,999. I don't have to write the console.log again and again. That's why we have loops for. If I feel there is something that I want to execute again and again, yesterday we talked about this, right? In that case, we always use loops. And here we go. We have loops and it is working perfectly. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So that's it. Sir, should I learn C language perfectly and completely to learn data structure and algorithm? Learn any language perfectly. It will help you to understand data structures. Either C or C++, any basic programming language where you understand arrays, loops, structures, all of that. Any, not only C, any language will do, but learn it perfectly. It will obviously help you in data structures. Okay. Yes, that's a good question, CTSO. CTSO is asking, guys, what if you don't know how many things are in the array? So that's it. For that, you have something called as ARR.length, which gives you the size of the array. But you know that the last index of the array is always one less than the size of the array. For example, what is the last index of the array? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the last index, but what's the length of the array? Length of the array means the number of the elements we have inside it. We have 5 elements. So the length of the array is 5, but the last index is 4. It goes just like that. If the length of the array is 10, that means if there are 10 elements, the last index is 9. So just like that, I can do this. Okay, fine. Go till less than array.length. It will give me the length of the array. This basically means 5. In this case, that array.length basically means 5. So I less than 5. That means till 4. Is that clear, everyone? So array.length. Now, in this case, you don't even have to worry about size of the array. You can just go ahead and add values and values and values, and it will still work completely fine. Like this. Now, you don't even have to change anything inside this loop. So that's what you can do, guys. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. Yes, I can see a lot of people are asking how to take input. Don't worry. I'll tell you how to take input. Let's first complete all this. Then I'll teach you how to take input from the input field when the user clicks on the button, all that. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We are going step by step, right? And today is the last day of programming fundamentals. So let's complete arrays. Let's complete objects. And then we will definitely talk about how to take input. So don't worry. Till now, we are going step by step. So let's just do more things. Okay. So don't worry, guys. I'll teach you. If we complete objects after this fast, then I'll teach you. We'll start with DOM manipulation, and tomorrow definitely we'll see how to take inputs from user. Length minus 1 is simple, Balakoti. See, don't think of it as length. Think of it as number. What is array.length? Size of the array. That basically gives you the number of elements inside the array. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So array.length will give you 8. So if I do -1, what will it give me? Simply it will give me 7. That's it. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, so that's how we do it. Is it clear? So that is what -1. It's simply think of array.length is just giving you a number and you perform -1. So whatever the number is, 1 will be subtracted from it. That's all. So some people like to do this. See, some people just do less than length, or some people do less than equal to array.length -1, which is nothing. If the array size is 8, your aim is to reach 7. So I can either do less than 8 or I can do less than equal to 7. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Is it clear? Yes, functions, don't worry, we'll do everything, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Okay. So everyone, are we clear with the basic concepts of this array? Now see, in this case, it can also be an array of strings, right? For example, let's go and let's write strings here inside the array. So Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, something like that. So few data, few string data, right? Like this. And here we go. Now we have strings. Okay. So that's how simple it is. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. Nothing tough, nothing confusing. It can be a array of numbers. It can be an array of string. It can be anything. Okay. So that's what it is, guys. That's how an array is written and that's how it works. And you can use loop to access your array like this. Is everyone cleared with this? Can we move ahead, guys? And right now, I'm not showing how to take input. Don't worry. In some time, I'll show you how to take input. What's new array? A predefined class or function? It's a predefined class. Yes. Think of it like predefined class. So it's like a predefined constructor that is already there that you're using. Okay. But we don't use this way anymore. We use this way because this is much more clean and easy. Right? Ashwellen? Okay. So this was the old way. We used to use a predefined constructor to create array in JS previously. But now we use this way. Okay, everyone? All set with arrays? Can we move ahead with the next topic, guys? And right now, this is what we need. Now, if you practice more, go a little more, you can learn more about arrays. Now, normally in JS, we don't go in multidimensional arrays on all sorts of stuff. But yeah, this is what it is. Okay. Now, I'll show you one more way of looping through the array. If you don't want to go like this, I'll show you one more way of looping through the array. Oh, what if you want to use integer and string value? You can use that CTSO. JavaScript allows that, but you should not do that. Then that's not a proper array, right? If you put a number and a string inside the same array, then you hamper the definition. What is the definition of array? Collection of elements of same type. So then that becomes a collection. Now it's no longer array. And see, JS allows that because it's a loosely typed language. But any other programming language doesn't allow this. If it is an int, it only stores int. If it is a string, it only stores string. It allows, but you should not do that. Okay. Now, let me show you one more way of looping through the array and getting all the values, guys. Let me show you one more way. But actually, before that, we'll talk about functions, then we'll come back to that. So right now, I'm not showing you that. First, we'll talk about functions, then we'll come back to that. Okay, one more way of looping. But now then, let's move ahead to the next topic for today. That is one of the most important topics in JS. That is something called as objects. Okay, so what is the object? Again, it is related to data only. So let me tell you what exactly is an object in JS. Okay, so object in JavaScript is nothing but a collection of properties. A collection of properties. Properties are nothing but something like variables. Objects in JavaScript are nothing but a collection of properties and functions. Right now, I'm not talking about functions. So let's simply think it's nothing but a collection of properties. Properties are nothing but something like variable which stores some value. Properties are nothing but something like a variable which stores some value. Objects help you to contain data in a container-like structure. Objects actually help you to contain data in a container-like structure so that it's easier to identify and manage data. It also helps you in naming convention. I'll tell you how. But for now, it's simply understand object is nothing but a collection of properties, and properties are exactly similar to variables. Is that clear, everyone? Objects are nothing but a collection of properties. Once you see how it is created, then you'll understand what it does. Okay. So see, it helps you to organize your data better. For example, see something like this. You want to create an object. Okay. And let's say you want to store student data. Let's say you want to store student data. So you'll do something like this. Let student. Okay. Let student and then equal to, and then here you use curly braces. This is called as object literal. Okay. That's how you create an object in JS. And then inside this, you can start creating a property. Property is nothing but just like variable. You just have to give a name. So name and then colon and whatever value you want to give. So let's say in this example, I take Saurabh, my name. Then you can put a comma and then you can give one more property, like let's say age, whatever it is, 24. Then just put a comma, you can give like a city and then again Mumbai. So basically, if I want, I can also create three variables like this: name, age, and city. But in this case, what's happening is it is inside a container. So it is like this three data belongs to this student. So it's basically separating it from the other parts. Are you getting my point, everyone? It is basically separating it from the other parts. So object is nothing but a collection of properties. And here we go. This is what a collection of properties is. This is one property. So a collection of properties is the object. So this is a student object which has three properties: name, age, and city. See, objects are nothing like, see, I would have explained you objects much better, but when we had classes. But in this case, let's keep it normal. Think of anything in this world like an object. I'm an object, a mouse is an object, and every object has a property. So I have nose, eyes, hair. These are my properties. That's how you identify that I'm a human. A mobile has screen, speaker, mic. That's how you identify it as a mobile. Okay. So just like that, in here also, objects are nothing but collection of properties which help to keep a data intact. In programming, we only use objects to keep data intact in this case, and so that we can use them properly, and we can also have naming convention. I'm using let here. I think yesterday I explained you let, right, everyone? Guys, okay, let me use var for now, but I think yesterday I explained you let, right, everyone? Okay, but that's fine. Let's keep var for now. I'll give you one more difference in var and let, and then I'll start using let. But for now, let's use var. Is it clear, guys? Now let's say I can create one more object. I can create var student1. So let's say this is student1, and let's say this is student2. And see, I can also give the same properties: name, let's say something called as Ajay, age, let's say 23, city, let's say Delhi, something like that. Now see, the naming convention is intact. Now see, if you create normal variables, what do you have to do? If I don't create objects like this, if I create normal variables, what do I have to do? If I create variables, I have to create 6 variables and I have to name like this: name 1, name 2, age 1, age 2, city 1, city 2, which is not a proper naming convention. But now it is helping me to manage data easily, right? Name, age, city, name, age, city. The variables are fine. I'm giving them proper names. And if I want to pass information related to student 1 to someone, I can simply pass them student 1 and they will get all this data. If you create separate variables, you have to give them 3 variables. If you create an object, you simply have to give them a single object and all that data will go. Is it clear, everyone? Guys? So objects give you a way of managing your data properly and also help you in putting proper naming convention. They are still getting used to store values only, but understanding the point. Exactly, Anish, it is similar to structures in C. You can say that. Yes. Yes, it is similar to structure in C. Guys, are we clear? Please tell me, everyone. All set? Okay. Now, let me remove this. Now, what if you want to access surname? Yes, yes, that's correct, buddy. That's correct. And yeah, this thing is also called as a key value pair. So this thing is considered as a key and this thing is considered as a value. So it is also considered as a key value pair, because see, to access this, you're going to use this property name. That's why it is called as a key, like to access, to unlock that data. That's what is called as a key. So this is also called as a key value pair, key value pair. So one property is nothing but a key value pair. Okay. So now if I want to access the name of student 1, I have to go like this. See, first I need to write this object name, that is student 1, and then dot, I have to use a dot notation, and then see, I have access to age, name, and city. That means now that name is not anywhere. It is properly contained for student one, and that is only for student one. So I'm containing my data somewhere. Right now, it will be a little confusing, but once we start using it properly, you'll understand how better it is getting. Okay. Just wait for some time. Wait for 5 more minutes. You'll understand how it is going on. Here we go. Saurabh. Comma should be used at the end of the statement. It's not important. It's not important to use comma in the last. Only if you have some property after it, you need to put comma. Otherwise, at the end, you don't need comma. That's totally fine. You guys saw that? I did student1.name, and here we go. Name got printed. I can also access age, student1.age. And here we go, 24. I can also access student1.city, just like that. And here we go. Is it clear, everyone? So that's how you deal with objects. So simply, object is nothing but a collection of properties which gives you a better way of managing and understanding and using data of different types. Okay, that's what object is doing. So that you don't have to create a new variable every time. You can still keep the naming convention intact. So if you want to create data for 10 students, you don't have to call name1, name2, name3, name4, name5, name10. No, 10 objects, and everyone will have same properties. Okay, easily readability, easy transfer of data, easily I can use that. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's how an object works in this case. I'm keeping it simple for now. Objects also have functions, but I'm keeping it simple for now because this is essential. So I'm keeping it simple. Now, see, so now that means I can think of it like a variable, and this is the value of that variable, and inside that I have properties. Okay, so now we also learned something called as arrays, right? We also learned something called as arrays. Now, can't we access multiple data? Why not? Why not? Good question. Why not? Here we go. Put a comma. Here we go. Student one dot age. I can access all the values. Why not? Can we use loop on object? No, you cannot directly use loop. There is a different way for doing it, but normally you cannot directly use loop. No, you cannot directly use a loop. On a single object, no, you should not use a loop. There is a way of looping through all the keys, but that is not suggested. Only if it is needed, you can do that, but normally we don't perform looping because there is no similarity, right? All the properties are different. How are you going to access all that? It's not an array that we can apply loop on. Are you getting the point, Vishal? So it's not an array. Even if I apply loop, how will I access all the different properties every time? In array, we can write a different index every time. Now here we don't have indexes. So how are we going to do that? Okay, is that clear to everyone? On a single object, we don't apply loop. There is a way, but we don't apply normal loop on a single object. Is that clear to everyone, guys? Fine, then let's move ahead. And now I was talking about that. See, now a single object can keep data related to a single thing. Like, okay, fine, student data, user data, or PC data, or mobile data, something like that. But now, let's say, what if I want to store 10 users data? What if I want to store 10 user data? Am I going to do this? Like student one, let's say 10 students data. So am I going to do this? Student one, then student two, then student three, then student four, student five, student six. Am I going to do that? That's again bad, right? So basically, I'm creating 10 student objects. All of them have different names, and I have to access each one of them again and again. Right? So what if there is a different way? So we have learned something called as array, which can store data of similar type. So if all of them are student objects, can I store all the objects inside the array? If I'm able to do that, I can also access my objects using a loop. So let's see how to do that. So now, instead of creating my objects like this, see now guys, what I'm going to do. So let's create an array called students equals to an array. And now inside this array, I am creating an object like this. Name Saurabh, or let's not call it a students, let's call it Avengers, something like that. Okay, and here we go. Name or, okay, let's say age 1500. Let's say weapon, something like that. Weapon, here we go. So one single object that is holding data of Thor. So inside array, The first object is holding data for Thor, and this element is the first element of the array. See guys, an array can store anything, no matter number, string, or object. Now for the array, it is nothing but the first element, and I can have the second element like that. Here we go. Name, let's say Iron Man, comma, age, let's say 34, weapon, armor, like that. See, here we go, like that. Now if I need to make it cleaner, I can do this. So I'm just making it a little cleaner for you. That's all. So here you go. See, so it's looking like this. So now I have an array called as Avengers, and inside that, this is the first element, this is the second element. Now guys, you tell me, if I want to access the first element, what do I have to write? My array name is Avengers, and I want to access the first element. What should I write, everyone? Come on, tell me. What should I write? Everyone. We have to write the array name of 0, simple, for accessing the first element. Save it and let's see what are we getting. Here we go. We are getting the object. That is our first element, right? That means this thing is giving me the object. So now that basically means I can also access the properties. So like this, Avengers of 0, that means the first element, that is nothing but the object dot name. And here we go. That means I can also access everything, age. Let's put name for now. So what if I want to access the second element's name? So just put Avengers of 1, like that. So let's add a few more Avengers in this case, just to show you that what you can do with loops. Name, let's say Captain America, age 105, shield, something like that. So that basically means, guys, so this is an array, and I know that I can apply loop on array, right? But before that, let me do this. So if I want to access all the Avengers name, I have to write something like this. Avengers of 0 dot name, that will give me the first name. Then Avengers of 1 dot name, that will give me the second object's name. And Avengers of 2 dot name, that will give me Captain America, right? See, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America. So Avengers of 0 is giving me the first object, dot, give me the name of that object. Avengers of 1, giving me the second object, dot name, give me the name of the second object. Avengers of 2. Now, if you read this again, is it looking exactly similar? Yes, only one thing is changing, the 0, 1, 2. That means the way I did with this, accessing array elements using loop, I can do that here as well. So what I can do is I can just go, let me keep that for the reference, and I can do this for, let's say, where I equals 0, I is less than Avengers dot length and I plus plus. Okay, and then I can just do console dot log Avengers of 0, not 0, actually I. So one time it will give me Avengers of 0, second Avengers of 1, third time Avengers of 2. Dot name, and by this I should get all the names. Same output. Is that clear? Yes, this is objects inside array. Simple. See, what is an array? Collection of elements of same type. So it doesn't matter what is there. So I can put objects inside array. So now I have put 3 objects inside array. So 3 objects means one is on 0th index, one is on first index, one is on second index. Okay. And now I can access it using loop normally. Simple. So is it cleared, guys? Everyone, are we cleared with this? Please tell me. Now, think of this. Now think of this. Now let me compare. Now let me give you benefits of objects. Okay. Now let's say I tell you I want to store data of 10 Avengers. Okay. Without using array, without using objects. What do you have to do? What do you have to do, guys? What do you have to do for that? If I don't have array, I don't have loop, and I need to store data of 10 Avengers, I have to create 10 name variables, name 1, name 2, name 3. I have to create 10 age variables. I have to create 10 weapon variables. So in total 30 variables. And worst part, those are different variables. I cannot apply loop. I cannot apply loop on that. If I want to print all that, I have to write console.log 30 times if I have to print all that, because I cannot apply loop on that. But because of the logic of objects and arrays, we are saved. We can store data so that they can have the same name. Objects are helping me to keep the property name similar. So name here, name here, name here. That is why I can easily apply loop and use only one property dot name to access all the three. Because objects are helping me in keeping the names intact. I don't have to call them name one, name two, name three. And second thing, array is helping me to store all the objects, so I can easily apply loop. So only in like one variable and all the object properties, I'm done. But if I don't have arrays, if I don't have objects, and if I need to manage the data of similar scale, I have to write it that many times if I use normal variables. So now you understand what is the benefit of objects and arrays, guys? Okay, here we go. Same output, guys, same output. If I print all the ages, you'll see all the ages. Someone was asking, right, how to print all that once? Here we go. Print everything. Okay, can you run once? Yeah, here we go. Simple. How do I check if an array includes a value in JavaScript? I'll tell you. Don't worry. There is a very simple method. Yes, that would also make memory of that program high. Exactly. Exactly. Execution time will be high. Memory will be more used. Now, in this case, everything is done. So, guys, last question. Have you understood the benefit of objects and arrays? Understanding the benefits. Arrays and objects will always help you to manage data easily in any programming language. And the data that you get every time, you'll always get in this format everywhere. Through APIs, you get data in this format only, which is called as JSON. And JSON is nothing but something that is like JS object. The full form of JSON is JavaScript object notation, a data format that looks exactly like JavaScript. So mostly when you get data from anywhere, like from API or from a server, you'll get data like this only, and you have to work. So now you know why you get data like this, because this is the best format, one of the best format of maintaining and managing data using objects. Sir, Thor weapon is Stormbreaker. No, Mjolnir is also the weapon, right? Yes, I can write slash Stormbreaker. Why not? Both are his weapons. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's what an object is. Now then, let's move ahead and let's talk about the last topic for today that will make us ready for the project. Okay, that is nothing but something called as functions. And I know, see guys, for a lot of people who are knowing all these things, you might be knowing that I'm going a little quick, but that's what it is. We have a little span time here only. We have only 7 days, and I really want to create a project. And for the project, I have to make everyone ready first. But I hope everyone is understanding everything. Okay, so let me comment this out. Yes, I'll do that. First, I told yes, CST. Okay, sorry, Arumugam. I told you, right? First, let's understand functions, and I'll tell you definitely. If I've told something that I'll do, I'll definitely do it. Don't worry. I'll show you the another way. But before that, you need to learn function. Before that, you need to learn functions. Okay? So that's what we are learning now, guys. Functions. One of the most easiest topic that can become complicated if you don't understand it properly. But it is one of the most easiest things. Okay? So in any programming language, I'm talking general. What are functions? Very simple, guys. Functions are nothing but a block of code, a collection of instructions. Function are nothing but a block of code like this, a block which has some lines of code that is doing something specific. A function is nothing but a block of code that is doing something. And mostly it has a name. That block has a name. Okay. And it never executes itself. That code is never executed itself. That code never executes by itself. If you write it, it will never execute. 99% of the time, this is the case. So a function is nothing but a block of code with some name. We give some name to that block. Why? Why? So let me give you an example. Understand this and you never have to understand functions again. Okay. So let me open a Jamboard. Guys, focus. For some of you, it might be very easy, but focus. So let's say you have 1,000 lines of code somewhere. Okay, a lot of lines of code, a lot of lines of code, 1,000 lines of code. Okay, now think of it like this. Okay, this is all your code, 1,000 lines of code. A lot of code. Now let's say in your code there is some functionality, like let's say addition of something or subtraction, or there are 4 lines of code that is taking data from like let's say satellite and giving it to you. There are 4 lines of code that is taking data from satellite and giving it to you. I'm just talking about any functionality. Okay, so there are 4 lines of code that is taking data from satellite and giving it to you to use. Okay, and in your 1,000 lines of code you need to use that thing again and again multiple times. So you need to use it here, you write that 4 lines here. You need to use it here, you write that 4 lines here. You need to use it here, you write that 4 lines here. So if in case in that 1,000 lines you need to use it 10 times, you have to write that whole 4 lines code 10 times. That means same code, but I'm writing it again and again. So instead, what I can do is I decide, okay, this is 4 lines of code that I need a lot. So let's do one thing. Let's write that code separately in a block. Let's give it a name like ABC, whatever you want. And now wherever I want to use this 4 lines of code, instead of writing that 4 lines of code, I can simply write ABC there. And that code internally will be called here. That code will be internally called here and it will be executed in that place. So it's like writing 4 lines there only, but you're not writing it. So now wherever I need, I can simply write ABC, 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 wherever I need to use it. Okay. So basically you can write that block of code once somewhere, give it a name, and then use it anywhere you want without writing that again and again. Just call the name of that function. That's all. So functions main thing is it provides you reusability of code. That is the main thing that function does. There are also a lot of things, but that is what main thing. So a function is nothing but a block of code that helps you in building a block and reusing that again and again, providing you more cleaner code and better code. That's what the main thing of function is. Is that clear, everyone? So your code will look less clumsy. Yes, it reduces repeating. You don't have to repeat everything again and again. Write it once, use it many times. That's what a function is doing. Okay, simply that's what a function is. So let me show you how to create a function. And guys, see, there are some more aspects to function as well, but you learn them slowly. But for now, this is what you need to understand. If you're a beginner, this is what you need to understand. Okay, so let's see how to create a function in JavaScript. And guys, understand, everywhere function is there. Any language you go in, everywhere function is one of the most important aspects. Okay, so let's go, guys. Let's see how to create a function. It's very simple. First thing that you need to use here is keyword called as function. Okay, then give any name. Then give any name. Like let's say we call it do something. Okay, this is my one of the famous name. I always give this name. And remember, guys, whenever you create a function, don't forget to put this. This is what tells the compiler that this is going to be a function. Okay, so parenthesis. After the name, you need to give parenthesis or rounded brackets, whatever you like to call it. But yeah, mainly they are called as parenthesis. And then create the block. And now you can write any code you want. So for example, console.log. Let's say this is very important space code. I am a function. Okay, like that. Save it. Now let me show you that I have created a function. Now let's see. Is that getting executed? No. As I said, functions don't execute by themselves. Now it depends on the need. If you want to use this function, call it. Okay. So if I want to call it, I simply use the name. That is do something. Calling it like this. Just simply call the name and that's sorted. So see, do something. There we go. I'm a function. And the best part, I can call it n number of times. I don't have to write that code again and again. See, I can call it n number of times. Oh, so sorry. I'm calling it 3 times, and the code that is inside the function is running 3 times. That's the benefit. Now it is only a single line code, but you can also have 100 lines code inside it. Doesn't matter. Is it cleared, everyone? So that's what basically a function is. I hope you're getting cleared, everyone. So that's how you call it, simply by using the name of that function. That's it. I'll tell you more about it. Don't worry. But I hope you're understanding all this, guys. Everyone. Tomorrow we'll also learn more about it. Don't worry. But that's how a function works. Okay. Fine. Now I want to also talk about one more thing inside a function. That is, okay, let me remove the two basic calls. Array means collection of data that may string. Yeah, Janita. That's what array means. Don't the function usually have a return type? Not in JavaScript. It's not mandatory here. Not in JavaScript. You can return whatever you want because you remember. See, guys, never forget that JavaScript is a loosely typed language. It never forces you for any type. Okay, it never forces you. That's why, Ashwelin, you don't have to mention it here. If you want to return, you can return anything. You don't have to mention it. Okay, now let me teach you one more thing. Now, if you like, you can also pass some data inside the function from where you're calling it. If you like, you can also pass some data inside the function from outside world, from where you're calling it, like this. See, so let's say I want this function to get some data from wherever it is getting called. So for that, guys, you have to create variables inside this parenthesis. You have to create a variable that can take that data from outside into inside the function. Something like this. Let's say I create name. So it's simply a variable that I have created inside the parenthesis. Okay. And now I can use it inside like a normal variable. So see, I can just do this. I can print this name like this. Console.log name. I can just do this name. But now that basically means now I have created a variable inside the parenthesis. First of all, guys, this is called as a parameter. The variables that you create inside the parenthesis of a function are called as parameters. They are called as parameters. Okay, now that means if you create a parameter inside a function, from wherever you call a function, you have to give that function parameter a value. You have to give that parameter a value. So now here I'm calling it, right? So I have to go here and pass a value for that. So let's say I pass Saurabh from here. Now what is happening here is I'm calling do something and I'm passing the value Saurabh. This Saurabh value will go to the name and then this function will print that name for me. So now in this case, see Saurabh. I can also call this function again and I can pass something else, like let's say YouTube. So now it should print YouTube. That's what a parameter is. A parameter is something that you define inside the parenthesis of a function, and that helps you to take data from the outside world to inside of the function. See, I'm passing this Saurabh from where? From where I'm calling this function. And this Saurabh is going in name, and then that name is getting used inside the function. So I'm passing some data from outside the function to the function, and that function can use it. Is it clear to everyone? And I can also have multiple parameters like this, name and age. And I can also print it like console.log name, console.log age. Now, first of all, let me show you something. See, we get undefined. Why? Because age is there, but we are not passing anything for it. Okay. So now I have to pass something for that as well. So let's say 23, 12, something like that. And now see, here we go. That's what a parameter is, guys. The parameters are nothing but a way of passing data from where you're calling the function to the function. Simple. And the values that you pass for the parameters, they are called as arguments. Can we call this anonymous function? No. Anonymous functions are the functions which don't have any name. Vishal, understand the definition. What is the meaning of anonymous? The functions that don't have name are called as anonymous. Here our function is having a clear cut name called do something. So it's not an anonymous function. Is it clear, Vishal? Yes, I'll tell you, Balakoti. Don't worry, I'm going step by step. So have you guys understood the parameter thing, everyone? Okay, so this is what a parameter is. Simple, and the value that you pass for that parameter are called as arguments. Easy, no confusions. Everyone, all set? Sir, can you give an example of arrow function as well and explain? I'm a beginner in JS. Yes, definitely. Why not? Can we pass array in a parameter? Yes, Shai, you can pass that. You can pass an array, you can pass an object, you can pass any, you can also pass a function as a parameter to a function. Now that will become complicated for now, but yes, you can pass anything. If two function name is same, then first print which one. First of all, you should never create two function with same name. Either the second one will override the first one or it will give you an error. because you're defining the same thing again and again. Just like you cannot have two variables with the same name, you should also not create two functions with the same name. That is only possible in object oriented programming. If you have heard of function overloading, functions with same name, or function overriding, right? Here we don't do that. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, I can see a lot of people asking for arrow function. I'll tell you. Okay. So see, arrow function, first of all, guys, it's nothing. It's just a way of creating functions. Okay, just a new way of creating functions, which is like a little simpler than normal functions. That's all. Okay, it's doing nothing. It is still a function. It's not very hi-fi thing, nothing like that. It is just Prakhar, function overloading. Here we don't have that concept. It is a concept of object oriented programming. So I was just giving example that someone asked, can we have same name? So I told them that you can have it only in object oriented programming. Okay, here we don't have that thing. Okay, so a lot of people are asking arrow function, guys. So see, arrow function is just like a syntactical sugar. That means, what do you say? A different way of creating functions, which is much more better nowadays. But it is not, that doesn't mean this is bad. This is also fine. Creating arrow functions is also fine. Okay. So let me show you how to create the same function using the arrow logic. So let me comment this out. And it's very simple, guys. See, you do this. To do something, first give the name, then equals to, then your bracket, and then arrow. And now here we go. That's how you create it. So name of the function equal to your parenthesis and then arrow and then your brackets. That's how you simply create an arrow function. You just basically, now this function keyword is removed. You don't have to use that function keyword anymore. Okay, so in this case it goes like this: name comma age. I can have these two lines again inside this. It is just a way of creating functions, guys. Understand that it is not like it is doing something special. Okay, arrow functions are not doing anything special. It is just a way of creating functions. Yes, there are few things that you like that are something different than normal functions. I'll also tell you that, don't worry. So now see, same output. So that's how you create an arrow function, guys. Is it cleared? The syntax is name, use of arrow function. See, whatever is the use of, guys, hear me out perfectly. Whatever is the use of a normal function, it is a use of arrow function. What I'm saying is it is just another way of creating function. It is not giving you any benefit. It is not like it is doing something else. Okay. Arrow function is just one more way of creating functions. That is all. Is that cleared? Everyone. Is that cleared, guys? Please tell me. Are you understanding the point? Okay. Now, I'll give you some differences. I'll give you some differences. See, if you create a normal function, first thing is you need to use this function keyword. Okay. Second thing is, now, yeah, fine. You have to give a name. That's cool. Do something. I'm giving a name. And you have to give the block. Okay. In an arrow function, first thing is that function keyword is removed. Second thing is, if okay, fine. So if you have only one line of code, you don't have to create that block. You can simply write console.log hello like this. You don't have to create that curly braces. Here it will go like this. So this is one thing. This is one thing. So this is one thing that you can do. So you don't have to create this block. You can simply write it without creating the block. What I'm trying to say is, don't make it complicated. Arrow functions are not compulsory. Someone is not asking you to do like do it with arrow functions only. No, it is just one more way. This way of creating functions is not bad. Okay, so don't think like that. Is that clear? It's just okay, fine. If you want to write one line, no need to put brackets. That's what arrow functions. If you want to return something, no need to put brackets. Like if you want to return a single thing, or if there is only a single line. Is it cleared? Okay. Syntactical sugar. Understand the point, guys. Syntactical sugar. That means a more a better way of writing that thing. Not the what do you say? It does not mean that the previous way is wrong. It's not like that. Okay. I can see a lot of people are asking getting user input, getting user input. Please wait, guys. Wait a little. See, let's complete all these fundamentals. Now we are ending the fundamentals. We are almost at the end of fundamentals, guys. We are almost at the end of fundamentals. And from tomorrow, we are going to start with DOM manipulation. So all the people who are telling me get a user report, you just have to wait for one more day. Like, we'll start it tomorrow. Which one type is most used? See, personally, I use a lot of with the function one. It depends on where I'm working. If I work in normal JavaScript, I use function keyword. If I work in React, I use arrow functions there. So it depends. Yes, Kuldeep, that's correct, buddy. Okay, guys. So no difference. Syntactical sugar coated. That's all. Just another way of saying something in a good way. That's what it is. Doesn't change the meaning. Doesn't do anything extra. Doesn't do anything else. Okay. Cool, guys. Which is more efficient? Both are same. Everyone, you guys are still asking the same question as I said. Both are same. Here, there is no difference in efficiency. There is no difference in performance. Nothing like that. Both are same. It's just one more way of writing. Okay, guys. And yes, arrow functions was introduced in ES6. That new function. And let and const that we learned yesterday. Let and const keyword and arrow functions. These are the things that were introduced in ES6. Can you extend one more day? We already have till day 7, right? So what to worry? We still have more days. Don't worry. Okay, everyone. So are we clear with functions? First, let me answer. Then only I'll give assignment. Let me like first all of you answer me. Then only I'll give you the assignment. All clear till now, guys? All set. Understood the concept of arrow functions, everyone? Okay. So simple. Function name equals to your parenthesis and arrow, and then whatever code you want to write in a block or without a block. If it is only a single line of code, you can write without block. But if it is a multiple line of code, you still have to go with block. It's just it reduces. Basically, you don't have to write function keyword anymore. All that stuff. Okay. Perfect. Cool. 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 Okay. Now, last thing. Do you want to know that, everyone? Do you want to know how to like? What is the other way of looping an array? Everyone, do you want to know that? Last thing for today. So let me activate this array back and this loop back. Okay. So let's do that. So guys, see, now we learned, fine. We create an array and we can use a normal loop to travel through the array and use all the values and print all that values, right? Now, okay. Now let's see one more way of going through the array using some other loop. Now we have learned while loop, we have learned do while loop, we have learned for loop, and here we are using a for loop. So now guys, there is one more kind of loop, but yeah, which mostly and only works with arrays, which is called as for each. There is a for each loop available in JavaScript, which only works with arrays, which is specifically made for arrays. But the best part about is if you use that, you don't have to take care of an extra variable for starting the loop and for ending the loop. You don't have to check conditions. You don't have to do increment, decrement. You don't have to do anything like that. Okay, so let's see how does for each work and how it will help you in looping and getting values from an array without having to do all this stuff, creating variable, checking condition, looping, incrementing, decrementing. No need to do all things. So let's see how to use that. So see guys, we have a for each loop, but it is an array function. That means it only works with arrays. So see, it goes like this. First, write down your array. So array dot for each. So first your array dot for each. That means this function only works with arrays. So array name dot for each, and then here we go. And inside this now, you have to create one function that will not have any name. So guys, this is what we call as anonymous function. Function with no name, and then bracket. And it by default has two parameters. Okay. So the first parameter will be the value. So we can call it A. And second parameter is always the index. So we can call it I. You can call it anything. I'm just calling it A and I. And then you can have the brackets of that function. And here we go. So see, if I say console.log A, now see, it will do the same thing. We'll also do the same thing, print all the Avengers. First, let's see the output and then I'll tell you how it is working. See, Thor, Iron Man, Captain, Hawkeye. It is also printing. So what it is doing is, see, it is doing something like this. For each is looping through all the elements. Every time it reaches one element, it calls this function. Let me just separate it so that you can see it clearly first. So every time it reaches an element, so fine, for each starts, it reaches first element. As soon as it reaches first element, it calls this function. It calls this function, and in this function, it sends two arguments: the element itself as the first argument and the index of this element, that is 0, as a second argument. So both are available here. So see, I printed A, I got the elements. If I also print I, you'll see I'll get index as 0, 1, 2, 3. Is it cleared? So see, understand how it goes. So let me loop through it. So for each starts, first it goes to this element, calls this function, and when this function is called for the first time, in this A, the element is available. In this I, the index of this element is available. Then it moves ahead, goes to Iron Man, again calls this function, and then again in A, Iron Man is available. In I, the index of Iron Man. Then moves ahead to Captain America. Then again this function is called. In A, the element, that is Captain America, is available. In I, the index of Captain. Then moves to Hawkeye. Again calls this function. In A, Hawkeye is available. In I, index. And then the array ends. So the loop also ends. So that's how it is working. So for each is doing nothing. It is looping through the array and calling this function that you have created for every element. So for every element, this function is called. And in this two parameters, the element and the index of that element is available for you to use. Is that clear, everyone? And see, this function is not having any name. This is a function that for each calls internally. So this function is not having any name, only the keyword and directly the brackets, no name. So this is what we call as anonymous function without a name. Is it clear, everyone? So that's the use of for each. Best part is now you don't have to create one variable. You don't have to, what do you say, think of any length or till what should I give. You don't have to take care of increment, decrement, nothing. You don't have to write something like this, ARR of I. Now, simply like this. Is it cleared? Can we name that? Yeah, you can name this parameter as anything. I can name it Avenger. I can name it Index. Totally up to me, guys. I can name it anything that I want. I can name it anything as I want. Simple, same thing. Okay. Is that clear, everyone? Arumugam, it is okay. As compared to both of them, this is tough. No, you'll once you start using it, you'll find that this is more simpler and easier because the things that you can do here, whatever you want to do with an element, you have to keep track of this I. If you miss this, it won't work. You have to keep track of these brackets. Here, you don't have to do that. Here, the data is available inside a simple variable. Here, you always have to keep track of the index. If you miss the index, things will go wrong. Here, you're not even working with index, but you're still getting it if you want to use it. But otherwise, you don't need it. Here, you have to keep track of the index. You have to start a variable. You have to check off the length and everything. Here, you don't have to do anything like that. So it's actually much more simpler. It only requires a function. That's all. So array dot for each, and then a function inside the for each bracket, for each parenthesis, which does not have any name. So this is the first time. That's why I think, okay, see, I'll tell you why it is looking easy, because you have done this for the last 2 days. This is the first time. But once you start using it, you'll find out that is much more cleaner and easier, actually. Yes, for each always go, it is increment. Yes, by default, it always goes in increment. Yes, because that's how normally you travel with arrays, right? Yes, Nageswari. Yes. So everyone, are we cleared with this? So that's why I first introduced functions to you, so that I can explain this to you easily. Otherwise, if I do it directly, you'll be confused. Okay. So everyone, are we cleared? How about map? Map is also something like this. It is also a looping function, but map returns the values. For each is not returning the values. The map, the function that is inside map, returns the values back. Okay. So there are various looping methods. There is for each, there is map, there is filter, there is find. Okay, but they all do different things. But in for each, we can't regulate loop to stop at certain index. You can return. You have the index available, right? So you write a if condition. If index reaches 4, return. If index reaches 5, break. You can stop the loop, right, Ashwelin? That's why you have that index available, right? If you want to do that, you still have that index. They are giving you the, what do you say, they are providing you index for the same reason. Just go ahead, right? If index reaches 5, break the loop. We'll break it. Return the function, return outside. That's it, done. That's why you have that access to that index. They are giving you so that you can do this same thing. Is it clear, everyone? Guys? Yes, Sridhar. That's what for each means. What is the for each? For each element. That's the definition. For each element of this array, I'm going to call this function. Okay. So everyone see, we are doing a lot of things in a single day, but I'm trying my best to make you understand all these things. So I really, really hope that you're understanding all of this. Okay, but yes, once you join our advanced sessions, there we have a lot of time and we can do a lot of things, and these are only some things from that. We literally do a lot of things. We create big projects based on this. Okay, so if you're interested, you can also join our advanced courses. You can just go to letsupgrade.in and just see what do we have as courses, and you can join and learn with me. But I really hope that you're understanding all of the things that we are doing here. But please, 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 if you get time, check out our courses. They will help you a lot. And once you join, not only web development, you can see any course that we have. We also have courses for Python, data visualization, machine learning. You can literally see anything. Okay, join one course and learn everything for free. Is it clear, everyone? So that's it, guys. That's it for today. We did a lot of things, right? We learned arrays. Okay, so let me just go topic by topic. Okay, arrays cleared, everyone. Arrays cleared. Arrays all set. Nothing but, let me just give you a brief, like revision. Array was a collection of elements of same type. It can hold anything. It can hold strings. It can hold numbers. It can hold objects. It can hold anything. Array can also hold separate arrays as well. I know, Shy. I know. I can recollect your name. Okay. After that, we learned objects. It's nothing but something that holds values as properties. It helps you in managing and putting good naming convention to your data. Then we saw how to create array of objects that helps you in better management of data. And you can understand that by comparing. What if you want to store all that data in normal variables? It will be very tough. You cannot apply loop. You cannot manage them. But you can easily manage arrays and objects. So that where we understood that creating objects and arrays provides you better management of data. Right? You will never create 30 variables to store 30 data. You can create array objects properly, manage your data properly. It will be more understandable, more readable, more usable. That's what we learned. And finally, we learned functions, which is nothing but a block of code that holds some, like the block of code that has some name that you can call. Okay, that's all. And after that, in the end, we learned for each. And see, guys, whatever we are learning here, we are going to use all this in the project. So be prepared. Now, tomorrow, guys, we are starting with DOM manipulation. You can think that our fundamentals are complete. So tomorrow, then I'll also teach you how to take input. So all the people that were asking how to take input, don't worry. Tomorrow, we are going to learn how to take input. So I want all of you to be there. Is that clear? I hope everyone will be there, whoever was asking about how to take input. Right, everyone? So final question, did you guys enjoy the session, everyone? Did you guys enjoy the session? Final question before leaving. And yes, I'll mention the assignment as well. Actually, I hope you're on the community group, right, everyone? So whoever is not on the community group, please go there and join the community group, everyone. The group link is in the chat. Please join there. I'll share all the files that I have did here, and I'll also share the assignments. Okay, assignment questions, I'll share it. Don't worry. So I'll share all the files that I've created, and I'll also share the assignment question there. So please join the group. Will we talk about Fetch API later? Let's see, Dean. If we get time, we'll definitely talk about it. I have not planned it for this session, and our project also doesn't require it. But if we get time, I'll also talk about Fetch API. Don't worry. When is the next live session? It's tomorrow at 6:30. Till this weekend, we are continuing every day. So again, tomorrow at 6:30, we have the session, and tomorrow we are really going to enjoy, because till now everything was fundamental. But as the name suggests, it was fundamental, so it was important. Now tomorrow we are starting with DOM manipulation. Tomorrow we'll see how to manipulate HTML elements. how to extract data, how to add elements, how to remove elements, and how to, what do you say, get input values. But before that, guys, I'm requesting you, if you guys don't know a lot of HTML, CSS, you still have one day, just go and learn a little bit of HTML and CSS. Please, just go and learn a little bit of HTML and CSS. Is that clear? I think jagged array means when you have different sizes of array inside an array. I think that's what is the meaning of jagged array. So you have an array. Inside that array, on every index, you have different arrays of different sizes. I think that's what jagged array means. Okay. Okay, let me give you an assignment here only. Let me give you the assignment here. So the assignment is, see guys, create, okay, my spelling's always wrong. Come on. Create a array of 5 objects. It depends on you, whatever data you want to take. Student, Avenger, user, okay? But yeah, object should have 4 properties. Remember that. Object should have 4 properties. So create an array of 5 objects and all the objects should have 4 properties. Okay? First line. Second line, print 2 properties from that object, okay, using a for loop, normal for loop, and also by using for each loop. So guys, this is the assignment. This is the assignment. Let me zoom it. So create an array of 5 objects. Every object is going to have 4 properties, and all the 5 objects should display similar data. They should be either students, users, depends upon you, whatever you want to take. Print 2 properties from that object by using a for loop as well as using a for each loop. So I need you guys to create 2 loops and print everything. Is that clear, everyone? So that's it. That's what the assignment is, everyone. Take a screenshot and use it. I'm also going to share the file on the community so you can also see this there as well. Okay. So that's it, guys. And my LinkedIn ID and my Instagram ID is in the chat. Please go ahead and connect to me there if you want. And you can ask me doubt related to codes, doubt related to your programming, doubt related to anything that you have problem with. Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll see all of you tomorrow at 6:30 when we start DOM manipulation and we are reaching closer to the project. So thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye, guys. Good night. See you all of you tomorrow. Have a great night, guys. Bye-bye and practice. Okay.